For decades, the United States sold itself to the world as an easy, welcoming destination, a place where freedom of movement and the promise of open roads and open doors were part of the national brand. Lately, that straightforward story feels like it's fraying at the edges. Travelers who once assumed the U.S. would be an uncomplicated stop on their journeys now arrive with questions, reservations, and sometimes fear. There was a time when Americans welcomed visitors with a certain casual hospitality, tourist offices that seemed eager to point you to the best sights, neighborhoods where strangers were expected to strike up conversation, and an immigration system that, for short-term travelers, felt routine. That sense of openness helped fuel tourism, cultural exchange, and an image of the U.S. as a place of possibility. Today, many visitors approach the country with caution. Reports of intensified immigration enforcement and high-profile detentions, even of Western tourists, have altered perceptions. New laws in some states that are seen as hostile to LGBTQ people have amplified concerns about safety and acceptance. Taken together, these developments make the dazzling promise of the U.S. feel shadowed by growing uncertainty at the border and beyond. The consequences are more than symbolic. When travelers change their plans or advise friends to think twice about visiting, it affects local economies that rely on tourism, strains cultural ties built through travel and study, and chips away at the soft power that comes from being a place people want to visit. For individuals and families planning trips, the calculus now includes legal and social risks that previous generations rarely had to weigh. None of this is inevitable. Public perception shifts with policy, enforcement, and everyday experiences at ports of entry, hotels, and public spaces. Until the sense of unpredictability eases, prospective visitors will continue to balance the allure of the country's attractions against the real fear of arbitrary detention or discrimination. As travelers, policymakers, and citizens, the challenge is to reckon honestly with how these changes affect the nation's reputation. If the United States wants to remain a global destination, not just in advertising but in practice, it will need to reconcile its promise of openness with the realities people encounter when they cross its borders. Safe travels, and may the next chapter of this story restore the confidence visitors once felt.